The centerpiece of the visual arts at Newark Academy is the Tiger Gallery. Monthly exhibits offer professional and student artists the opportunity to share their work with all of us. But we set aside the month of January for the annual Newark Academy Community Exhibit. Each year we pick a concept, a word, a phrase that might spark the imagination and entice you to make a work of art for our January exhibit. We welcome submissions from all of you. You needn't be enrolled in an art class in order to participate, and all members of the Newark Academy family are welcome to submit work. Students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, you are all welcome. You may recall that last year's exhibit was titled A Point in Time. This year we plan to come down to earth. With our water bottle chandelier acting as the centerpiece, we hope to fill the gallery with works of art that celebrate our planet. The natural wonders of the world have inspired us to express ourselves for thousands of years, from Paleolithic cave paintings to high-impact digital photographs of the animal kingdom. However, with so many artists concerned about our environment, a new artistic movement has emerged that goes beyond just capturing and depicting nature as we have in the past, to transforming nature into the work itself. For some time now, artists have shed light on their concerns about climate change by using their art as a form of activism. They have found creative ways to investigate and explore these issues, both conceptually and materially. Awareness is rising, and artists are some of the people bringing these issues to light. Lorenzo Quinn made a big impact with his installation titled Support. Enormous hands reach up out of the famous Venetian waterways, appearing to hold up the Casa Grado Hotel. It immediately appeared in images around the global press. The work highlights the predictions that Venice will eventually be completely underwater. The hands represent the role humans can play in supporting, or not, a unique location like Venice. Some artists are creating work that actually benefit the earth. Rather than producing a work that just brings attention to deforestation, German artist Joseph Beuys called for the planting of 7,000 trees, each paired with a column of basalt stone, throughout the city of Kassel. He hoped to convey the concept that both human-made structures and nature can coexist in harmony. If pollinators design gardens, what would humans see? That's the question multidisciplinary artist Alexandra Daisy Ginsberg researched when she sought to bring attention to the native pollinators in Cornwall, England. The result is the Pollinator Pathway, a one-of-a-kind 55-meter-long installation which seeks to challenge who a garden is actually for. The Washed Ashore Project runs volunteer community beach cleanups. This trash is washed, sorted, and prepared for the creation process. Each piece is then designed and directed by a professional artist and then built through the collaboration of Washed Ashore team members, volunteers, and students. They call this Art to Save the Sea. In the 1980s, Andy Goldsworthy became associated with the burgeoning environmental art movement and began his Earthworks. His aim was for his audience to experience the natural world, to feel how we all exist as part of its warp and weft. He embedded his work into the landscape itself, collaborating and negotiating with it. The Storm King Wall is one of the artist's most iconic works. Constructed in a coppice near a creek, it took 3 weeks, 5 men, and 250 tons of stone to build. The New York Earth Room is an interior sculpture by artist Walter D. Maria, and it was installed in a Soho loft in New York City in 1977. The sculpture is a permanent installation of 250 cubic yards of earth and 3,600 square feet floor space, and 22-inch depth of material. As you peer through the doorway, there is a cool, damp, fresh smell, and the soil is a quiet presence. The Earth Room can be an escape from the frantic pace of city life, and it is a reminder to us to look after our resources. These ambitious works of art are fun to look at, but let's get a bit more practical. What options do you have as you approach our theme? In 1930, Georgia O'Keeffe found jack-in-the-pulpits in the woods near her summer home at Lake George, and she was inspired to create a series of 6 paintings. These works show the artist's deep interest in the design of nature. She writes, "When you take a flower in your hand and really look at it, it's your world for the moment. I want to give that world to someone else." Hokusai's prints are among the most treasured artworks in the world. He began with urban images that were popular at the time, but soon he was incorporating more and more of the natural world. Today, his greatest pieces, like the famous Great Wave at Kanagawa, remain some of the most reverent works of art dedicated to the environment. Armed with only a camera and a tripod, Ansel Adams made photography history by taking shots of America's great national parks. His famous love affair with Yosemite is now the stuff of legend, and his image helped photography to find itself as an art, whereas before it was strictly considered documentation. Adams could express the full scope of a natural scene, with all its grandeur and private intimate details, and for this reason he is known as the father of landscape photography. Dudley Edmondson has a passion for birding and nature, as well as the importance of diverse communities enjoying the outdoors. He writes, "Our mental and physical well-being depends on it. People who submerge themselves in nature are simply healthier. The wilderness is the healing medicine the mind needs." There are also fine examples of artists who draw inspiration from the earth three-dimensionally. Wayne Higby creates panoramic western vistas on the surfaces of his earthenware bowls and cupboard boxes. Covering the concave interior, he continues the landscape on the convex exterior, which creates the illusion of deep space. Aisha Harrison creates figurative pieces that are often interconnected with the natural world. Trees, roots, flowers, animals, and water are all common threads in her work. She wants to inspire the support of all living beings and act toward being the best future ancestors we can possibly be. One could also take a leaf out of Willie Cole's book and make a work of art using discarded materials that would otherwise end up in our landfills. This is called assemblage art. And if you choose this approach, you would be in very good company. This is one of Picasso's most important sculptural works, which may puzzle you, but context is important when studying art history. This was innovative and jarring to the audience of the day. In fact, when it was hung in a gallery, there was such an uproar that it was removed from the exhibit. Tim Noble and Sue Webster are known for their iconic shadow sculptures made from recycled materials. At first glance, it looks like a pile of trash. However, once the light is cast, the shadow reveals an incredibly detailed and realistic image on the wall. The trash is the artist's medium. Stephen Roderick is an innovative artist who restructures discarded circuit boards to form extraordinary works that are both organic and mechanical at the same time. Kyle Bean carefully glued eggshells together after collecting eggs of varying colors from his local bakery. Belgian artist William Delvoye carves delicate floral and organic patterns into old discarded tires. Zach Freeman is a leading assemblage artist who repurposes found objects to make striking portraits that he calls junk art. California-based artist Chiming Bui uses discarded styrofoam cups as his canvas to make these unique works of art. He hopes to inspire others to think outside the canvas. While it looks unpolished, this dynamic piece is successful because it employs several of the elements and principles of design, which make up an artist's visual toolbox: repetition, unity, line, form, movement, space, rhythm, and harmony, all accomplished with simple mailing tubes and rubber bands. The exhibit is many weeks away. Like our community water bottle collecting, you could start to save a specific item of trash as you plan your submission to our exhibit. I hope this presentation has enticed you to create a work of your own for the 22nd Newark Academy Annual Community Exhibit. Whether you decide to choose and make a piece that celebrates the Earth, speaks to issues of climate change, or turns trash into treasure, your submissions will make for a truly meaningful exhibit. We will be accepting works immediately following winter break with a deadline of January 10th, 2025. We will all be flying high during our winter break, but in January, let's all come down to earth. Thank you, and I look forward to your submissions.